What's up, everybody? This is your girl, Senpai. It's been a minute. If you've been keeping up with my videos, those were all pre recorded videos because I was in the process of moving and I am officially moved in. Yay! I did it. It sucked and there's still a little bit, that's a lie, there's still quite a bit to do. But at this point, it's just mainly cleaning and then I have a bunch of stuff to I guess, go through. It's really like 2 boxes, so it's not that bad. And a crap ton of laundry that I had to catch up on, because words are hard, guys. But yeah, so this is the first video that I could actually sit down and record, and I decided to go for a tiny house build that I saw on Pinterest. The idea behind this is that it's a micro home and that it is supposed to be one of the homes that you put on your truck and you can pull it with your truck. But because we can't really make the half walls that are fully functional in The Sims, I feel like I'm explaining that poorly. Um, it's a lot taller than one would normally be for a house that you would pull. But I didn't do anything to the terrain. I literally did not decorate the outside pretty much at all, for the most part. The idea is that you would hook this on your car and go. Should I have put it on the biggest lot ever? No. But did I? Absolutely. Because why? Because I didn't care. I was like, I'm gonna plop this on here, and that's exactly what I did. So pretty much just try to ignore it, take it for just the base build that it is. I could have definitely done a lot more, but I chose not to. It took me longer than I would like to admit on doing the outside because I could not settle on how I wanted it to look, but it's fine. Yep, you see, I eventually settled, and I'm pretty sure I changed it again. So yeah, I don't 100% remember. Anyways, so I'm going to tell you about how shitty it was to move. As soon as I get here, I guess the person who lived here before me smoked cigarettes, and the place smelled like cigarettes, and I was really irritated about it because I don't smoke cigarettes. So, I don't know. It just sucked that the whole house smelled that way. And then the washing machine didn't work. There was a bunch of places that weren't really cleaned, which is fine. That I can get over and I can just clean it myself. It's not a big deal. But then underneath the sink in the kitchen, the cabinets that were underneath there smelled mildewy. And then I was like, oh great, I hope I don't have mold in here, and I hope they didn't just give me the landlord special and freaking just, I don't know, paint over it or something. But yeah, it was a lot. And then the whole moving thing was just awful. If anybody has had to move by themselves, then you understand this stress, but this was just awful. I had to essentially move a good portion of it on my own, and it was raining both days, and it was so cold and annoying. And at one point, while I was filling the U-Haul, I was getting ready to close it because I filled it up it was done. It was finally done. And it wouldn't close because my fucking couch, I guess, had slightly pulled forward, and that pretty much prevented it from closing. So then I had to take everything out from one side. I took about half out, back out, mind you. And yes, it was super dark at night. It was 9 p.m. at night at this point, and I couldn't see anything. And everything was wet because it was fucking raining. And then I moved everything from one side of the U-Haul to the other side of the U-Haul, and then took everything off the goddamn couch, pushed it forward, put everything back, and I wanted to cry. Mind you, definitely cried, but I felt like I just finished it out of spite. It was pretty much out of spite. So yeah, it was a rough time. And then I had to do a second trip, which I was really hoping I wouldn't have to do, but I did. And then if any of you have ever had the purple mattress, that thing is the best mattress in the world, but it is 110 pounds. This shit is fucking heavy. And I had to pick that up into the U-Haul by myself because I didn't have anybody to help me. So this entire process just was super, super shitty, and I'm just super glad that it's done. So, yay, it's done. But I'm trying not to think about it because I feel like I have PTSD. Anyways, so the concept for the inside of this house was, I was thinking a little bit like eclectic, sort of, but not really. I would say that this is a pretty tamed version. I was trying to make it a like super colorful and not super matchy, but I think I failed on that part because I think it ended up matching pretty well, even though the colors were like all over the place. So I don't think it was like super eclectic, but I think that, I think it's also super hard to do. And then I did size that down, and I didn't notice until later that the mirror obviously didn't size down with it, which I didn't even realize that had a mirror on it. So my bad, but I change it, so it's fine. I do change it. There's not a lot of space to work with, but I did manage to fit. This is really intended to just be one sim. There's definitely a way to make it so that you can have more than one sim. It's always, sorry, I'm tired. Always. Literally always tired. I'm sure that you could probably make it like a bunk bed up top. I didn't try because I was just going for one person living here, I guess, I don't know. You can play with it if you want to. Again, this was just kind of something to get me back into The Sims in general, just because it's been like a hot minute since I've actually played the game, because I've just basically, had to focus on, doing what I was doing. Oh gosh. And then there was like so much. There's just so much. I'm just going back. I'm telling you, it's PTSD from all of this. Anyways, so the bathroom, I would say, is my least favorite. That's not a design that I would pick. But again, I'm trying to make it for somebody that's not me. It is really hard to design anything that is not catered to me because I don't know who would like this. Because, I would live in it, and I would think like, oh, it's really cute. And then I would say I would give it like a couple months and I'd be like, this is too much. Everything needs to be black. Which is actually what I'm doing with my house now. So there's that. I'm trying to find a lot of like horror themed decor. But everything is like really cheap quality. So that's also a problem. I might just like start making things on my own. But it's just I'm just gonna have to take my time on it because I have so much that I really want to do. I bought like a new keyboard and I was really excited about it because it was like typewriter style, and of course it didn't work at all. It wouldn't connect. It just would not work. So I ended up having to return it, and I'm really sad about it, but I bought another one, so it comes tomorrow. I'm hoping that one is better, but you just never know with these things. I don't know. Anyways, I do have to say, I think I did pretty well with the space that I was given. Not only that, but like there's a little patio up front. And what I would say is I've seen tiny houses in real life where the patio folds, like you just fold it up and then you hook it when you travel. Again, if this were more realistic, the loft wouldn't be so up high. Or how to explain it, like the level up top wouldn't be so high, if that makes sense. Consider it like you'd only have enough room to sit in there or lay like on your bed. That would be the ideal situation, but I tried to make use of whatever space I could, and by putting that up top. And I think I was gonna put a cabinet like up top, but I forgot. Like I said, this kind of was half-assed, but also not really. I did this build in the span of 3 days just because every time I tried to sit down to actually do it, I couldn't bring myself to finish it. And I don't know why. I really don't. I just couldn't bring myself to finish it. And I would probably spend maybe like 30 minutes each day doing it. And there's no way in hell that this would have taken me like an hour and a half to do. The only reason it took me so long was because while I was building, I was also watching anime and I'm on my phone and watching TikTok and dumb shit like that. So this did not take me that long. It was just sheer, distraction and laziness. The the bathroom kind of had no choice but to have like the smaller shower, and there you go. Again, you can see like I just completely stopped and then had to come back. But the bathroom is like relatively small. There wasn't too much. I didn't really have too much of a choice with that. Unless I wanted to sacrifice the patio, but I really like that little like deck. I think that it just adds a lot more character to it. And then also ideally the what is it, the ladders would be able to like kind of not fold up, but like you can kind of like push it up essentially, so when you're on the move everything kind of just stays put. That, I guess that's one thing to think about too if you're in a tiny home that goes with you. You really have to worry about like, okay, what is not, screwed on to the foundation or to the walls or whatever, because it's all gonna, move around a lot when you're driving. I've put a lot of thought into this just because I've always wanted to own a tiny home, but it's just not sustainable long term for me. Maybe other people go for it, but definitely not for me. So I tried. I really tried hard to like make it work or to like look into it, but it's hard where I live because there's not like a big tiny home community. So there's like a lot of laws and regulations, and tiny homes are kind of pushing the buttons, which, to be fair, that shouldn't even be a thing, because I've had apartments that were less than like 500 square feet. And I'm like, my tiny home would be like 500 square feet. So what's really the difference? What? Come on, tell me. And not only that too, but where I live, land is incredibly expensive and also super overpriced. But I mean, like, it is overpriced. Like, some places charge, I don't know, like $200,000 for not even an acre, like half an acre or a quarter of an acre. I know one of the families that I work for, they were looking into buying a home, and they were looking into this one community, and she was telling me that they had to pay, I think there was like $100,000 for the lot itself, that was like a quarter of an acre for the lot, and then they had to pay like another I think they said 300 for the base house and like to be built. And that already was like, whoa, like that's way too much, because you're like, why would you have to pay for the plot of land and then also pay for the house to be built? I guess it's like a large development that they were already, I guess, that they're starting the bids for essentially. But it's just, I don't know, like that's just messed up. That to me is just too much. Like, just make them pay for like the house, because you already own, I don't know, whatever, doesn't matter. Anyways, there's not too much left of this build. Thanks for kind of listening to me ramble on and rant. Again, this build, try not to be too harsh on me. It really was just to kind of get back into it, and the idea behind it is that this is excuse me, this is just supposed to be a house that you just plot down and you just go. I think it looks really nice at nighttime, which is kind of why I kept toggling. And then what else? What am I thinking? Yeah, I think that's it. So thank you kind of for just letting me go on and on like I pretty much always do. And I'll get back into, more structured things. And I do have Rags to Riches coming up soon if you're interested. And it is new. So I hope you guys feel all right about that. So anyways, thank you for watching. See you guys next time.